Hello, sports fans. Welcome to the Oklahoma Sports Report. OU football playoff edition, Mark. The OU football team has made the college football playoffs.
We hope. We think they have. What they have done is finish 10-2, which is a great season.
Well, don't be a negative Nancy here telling you you're hoping. I mean, not even the committee, as screwed up as they've been, would dare take OU out now.
They got a 2-spot cushion. So, I don't think there's anything that's going to keep them out of the playoff. But
you never know. I mean, like you said, the college football playoff committee has done some screwy things.
They have, and I think they may have some screwy things still left to do.
Yeah, they may have
by
a
next
lot
Sunday.
That.
I think that 10-2 has been a great year. The transformation of the defense from last year being a really good team, good unit. This year's one of the best in the country, and I think the best defense in Oklahoma since 2001.
Yeah, I mean, they've been playing outstanding defense, and that is what's carried them through, no doubt about it. The defense has carried them through. The offense has been a little sporadic, if at all they have any offense. But salute the Sooners. I mean, they're 10-2. When they first started, the first third of the season, it didn't look all that promising because they were getting ready to jump on a 4-game road trip and away games and all that, and they pulled it out. And after that Texas loss, they've pulled it out in 10-2, and then salute to the Sooners for doing that well.
Yeah, certainly rebounded after the Ole Miss loss at home. When you have to go on the road and beat Tennessee and Alabama in 3 weeks, that was a really impressive feat. So can't wait to see what this team has in store for it coming up.
Yeah, in the college football playoff. Right now they have them playing Alabama again. Mm-hmm. Alabama coming to Norman is how the college football playoff. I don't think that's how it's going to end up, but we'll talk about that more along. But first off, I want to take the opportunity to salute Mr. Howard Pollock. Howard Pollock is one of the owners of this building that we get to do T&W Tire Studio. And forgive me for not mentioning T&W Tire Studio earlier there. But he is hosting us in this studio, and he's been inducted into the Oklahoma Pop Museum Hall of Fame for saluting his 40-plus, almost 50-year career of promoting wonderful concerts throughout the world. And Howard Pollock is getting recognized here in Oklahoma, as he well should. Norman being his hometown, and where he's, not his hometown, but it's where he's done most of his promoting from. But salute to Mr. Howard Pollock, to his selection of the Oklahoma Pop Museum Hall of Fame. And let's mention T&W Tire Studio, the sponsor here of our show today. And we salute them also. And we'll be right back with more on the Oklahoma Sports Report.
If you've been in an automobile accident, you need expert medical evaluation and care. Just like in football, every team needs a leader to reach the goal line. Dr. Lopez will be the quarterback of your care. With a trusted network of specialists, he makes sure every part of your injury is treated the right way. As a board-certified, fellowship-trained trauma specialist, Dr. Lopez brings years of experience to your recovery. Concussions are often overlooked, but we use the iBox concussion system, the only FDA-approved office-based device for detecting concussions. Play it safe. Get checked out without delay. Call the OKC Car Crash Clinic at 405-86-CRASH today. Your health is too important to wait.
Mark, one of our good friends, T&W Tire, is sponsoring us this year. Talk to us about T&W Tire.
Well, we love T&W Tire. They're the sports animal locks of the week, so you're always going to get some good advice on that. T&W Tire started off in Oklahoma in the 80s with 5 locations, and they've grown to 30 locations that are all across the Southwest, Midwest part of the United States. So if you need tires for a fleet of vehicles, that's what they really specialize in. They do a great job with that. But T&W is more than just tires. If your car has the check engine light on, you can roll in there, oil change, they do it all. They'll usually give you a diagnostic exam for free when you go in there. So check them out, man. They do great customer service. Love the guys at the location on 25 North Council Road over there, but they've got locations all over. So we said, great family-owned business.
The garage is more than just a place to fix up the classic car. It's also a place to watch an instant classic. Or write the next great classic rock song. The garage, the place to keep it classic.
Charles, I do quite enjoy Oklahoma, but I do declare I miss the pub. Oh, Michael, you silly muppet. Why don't we just go to Pub W? You plonker. Pub W. It's Oklahoma's pub with all your favorites. Fish and chips, pigs in a blanket, chili lime chicken salad, and of course, whiskey. You said whiskey, my good man? Indeed I did. Pub W. Oklahoma's pub.
Welcome back. Mark Rodgers, Rick Heath from T&W Tire Studio with the Oklahoma Sports Report OU football playoff. I like to say that, playoff edition. This it's in the infancy of the 12-team playoff. And so the College Football Playoff Committee is going through its infancy too. And they lost their committee chairman from Baylor. And now they're having to do a very difficult job of putting 12 teams together. Now, top 4 or so are pretty standard. But the rest of them filling in the gaps and who beat who and when did they win and how much did they win, they're juggling a lot of that. Your thoughts on the College Football Playoff Committee?
Yeah, I think that there is, and you've got different criteria. Like, for example, Oklahoma beat Alabama head-to-head. I think if Alabama wins the SEC championship, they're going to have an 11th win. They'll probably pass Oklahoma in the rankings. So they've got a lot of questions over Notre Dame and Miami. Miami beat Notre Dame at the beginning of the season, but they're 2 spots behind Notre Dame right now. The committee has also said head-to-head will matter if they are ranked next to each other, and so that gives the committee the option, I think, maybe to move Miami in ahead of Notre Dame if BYU loses to Texas Tech, because they would drop out of in between those 2 teams. There's a lot of things that will go on with the committee. You know, how far do you drop a team in Alabama if they lose in a conference championship game? They made the conference championship game. Oklahoma didn't, Ole Miss didn't, A&M didn't. That are all ranked in the top 12 right now.
Yeah, and so they can't drop them out.
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so.
My thinking on that is if now here I want to stop and go back to Miami Notre Dame, okay? Because at first the first one they had Notre Dame 9, OU 8, and OU hosting Notre Dame, and that was met with a lot of yes from Oklahoma fans. They love that matchup, but now they've got Alabama coming to OU and Notre Dame dropped down to 10, and that that brought all the Miami fans into it. And so what the football committee said was if they are together in the same kind of pod, which is 10, 11, 12 area, then it would be head to head would come up. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Alabama's not going to be ranked. It's not going to be an Oklahoma-Alabama game. I just don't see that there's any way that happens.
I agree.
Because Alabama's going to win and move up. Alabama's going to lose and move down. So I think it just depends on what the committee will want to do. I think you look at Alabama; they've got some good wins on their resume from this year, and so I think it'll be tough to get them
to beat Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, they said that this may be the last SEC championship game ever if Alabama is out of the playoff just because they made the game and then lost. So.
Yeah, here's my thought on that is Alabama, as you said, you captured it a while ago. If Alabama wins the SEC, they'll move them up. If they lose, they'll move them down. So my thought is that I don't think they can beat Georgia again. That's just my thought.
Yeah.
Okay, in Atlanta. So if they get beat, they move to 10. Notre Dame, being idle, moves up to 9, and it's back to 8-9 OU Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think that's possible. Again, we've got to talk about the Big 12 championship game. I mean, what happens if BYU wins? Where are they going to be?
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, they're a big underdog, 13-point underdog. Texas Tech has a chance to jump into the top 4 if they win. I mean, they would have beaten BYU twice, which was ranked in the top 10 the first time they played them, and ranked in the top 12 the second time.
And Texas Tech has earned that. Yep. Texas Tech has earned that. A&M's loss has put them further down, but they're still a one-loss team, and so they can't drop too far, and Texas Tech at A&M, with A&M's loss, the last thing people think about, and Texas Tech's win, the last thing they think about, that's got to be where, Texas Tech does move ahead of it.
Yeah, I mean, if it was Oklahoma at A&M, I mean, you sure rather have a home game. But I mean, I think that'd be a fun matchup to see the Aggies once again.
Yeah, it would. And I still, if you're a OU fan, you want a home game.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be to me, it would be the biggest home game. Boy, since what, game of the century, 71? I mean...
It's interesting. There have been some big ones, too. I mean, the Texas Tech game in 2005, 2008 was a really, really big one. Some of the Notre Dame matchups have been big, but they're not part of a championship.
And that's the part that separates it. It's now the playoffs, and that elevates it. And it's the national implications, not so much Big 12 or Notre Dame or whatever. And now it's national because the winner goes on and plays what I think is the number one team in the country, Ohio State.
Yep.
All right, we're at the T&W Tire Studio. And I also want to talk about before the game that comes up at for OU. You got to get something from surfandturfgolf.com. An OU hat like this, Boomer, has them on Sooners. They have them all over the metro area. You can get them at OU's Jimmy Austin. You can get them in Westwood. Or you can go online, surfandturfgolf.com, and find your OU gear. And if you don't want it just for you, buy it for the family and outfit them all. And don't forget, Christmas is coming up. Surfandturfgolf.com. Get your OU gear there, and we'll be right back.
I'm Oklahoma Sooner quarterback John Mateer. My job is to move the ball down the field and get the Sooners across the goal line. If you have been injured in an auto accident, you need a pro to be the quarterback of your medical care needs. Right here is your guy for the job.
Thanks, John. I'm Dr. Martin Lopez with the Oklahoma City Car Crash Clinic. I'm a specially trained physician with decades of training experience to help get injured Oklahomans back into the game of life.
Make your best play. Call and contact Dr. Lopez at 405-86-CRASH or visit okccrash.com.
Reveal the skin you've always wanted with Morpheus 8 at the new Laser Light. Combining the power of microneedling and radio frequency, Morpheus 8 stimulates collagen production to tighten, smooth, and contour your skin. It's a non-surgical solution for scars, wrinkles, and other blemishes, perfect for your face, neck, and body. Experience youthful, radiant skin with minimal downtime. Schedule your consultation today at the new Laser Light and discover a new you with Morpheus 8.
The garage is more than just a place to fix up the classic car. It's also a place to watch an instant classic. Or write the next great classic rock song. The garage, the place to keep it classic.
Charles, I do quite enjoy Oklahoma, but I do declare I miss the pub. Oh, Michael, you silly muppet. Why don't we just go to Pub W? You plonker. Pub W. It's Oklahoma's pub with all your favorites. Fish and chips, pigs in a blanket, chili lime chicken salad, and of course, whiskey. You said whiskey, my good man? Indeed I did. Pub W. Oklahoma's pub.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, you need to contact Dr. Martin Lopez at the OKC Car Crash Clinic. There you will be evaluated and treated by a board-certified and fellowship-trained specialist with 3 decades of clinical expertise. Concussions are an injury that are frequently underdiagnosed. At the Oklahoma City Car Crash Clinic, we utilize the iBox concussion assessment system to help further evaluate you. For an evaluation, please contact the Oklahoma City Car Crash Clinic at 405-86-CRASH or check us out at okccrash.com.
And welcome back. Mark Rodgers, Rick Heath, Oklahoma Sports Report from the T&W Tire Studio here. And we are enjoying the fact that T&W Tire is sponsoring us, and they are very much close to you also, Mark.
Yeah, 40 years in business here in Oklahoma City and across the southwest, Midwest portion of the United States. They outfit fleet vehicles with tires. They can also outfit your personal vehicle with tires. And they can also do maintenance on your car if your check engine light's on. They'll run a diagnostic exam for you, and they can fix it there. They've got certified mechanics.
They take care of your fleet, your fleet of limos and all that you have to get around.
Yeah, absolutely. I trust that.
Anyway, thank goodness and thanks to T&W Tire Studio for sponsoring the show. 3 weeks before a game. OU's offense, we talked earlier, anemic. Don't really seem to have an identity. John Mateer doesn't seem, for the first time, there were people screaming, take John Mateer out, take John Mateer out.
Right.
And so this 3 weeks has got to help the OU offense.
Well, yeah, I think they're going to get some injured players back potentially, more so on defense than they would on offense. But it'll give them a chance, I think, to really work on the running game. And I think that's something that'll be important during the playoffs. Brent has already dialed it back a little bit. The offense is very conservative right now, and maybe they can work on a little less RPO. It does seem like that Mateer struggles with that. RPO is such a part of the game, and a quarterback that's very effective running it can be a weapon that's incredibly difficult to stop. But I think that for whatever reason, Mateer's decision-making has been antsy. It's been rushed. He's been a little unnerved out there. I don't know if he's going to come back after 3 weeks a more confident player on the field. Certainly OU would like that because of the defense that they've got.
But surely in that 3 weeks, they're gonna. It's also time for Ben Arbuckle to start doing some more evaluations here. Like you said, they got to find out what their identity is. And as you said, with Brett Venables going, be conservative, don't take chances. Our defense will keep us in this game, and we can win with special teams and defense if you don't make mistakes.
Yeah, and then they were able to overcome mistakes last week. The defense forced a big turnover after an opening interception on a really kind of a deflection.
Which is our OKC Car Crash Clinic defensive play of the game, and you named it.
Eli Bowen. What a Peyton Bowen. Yeah, what a play by Peyton Bowen.
Peyton Bowen, great interception. That was a huge play in that the interception, the deflection. John Mateer goes down and extra effort knocks the guy out on the 3-yard line. That was above and beyond. I know he threw the interception and he felt bad, but he still, he went down and knocked the guy out of bounds, gave the defense a chance. The very next play, Peyton Bowen, interception, and changed the whole momentum of the game. It could have put LSU in such a great place, but instead Peyton Bowen got it and stopped the LSU penetration. And for that, the OKC Car Crash Clinic defensive play of the game. And Peyton Bowen also made the last play of the game.
Right.
A deflection of the pass that LSU was attempting to complete there to go on down and see if they couldn't get a chance for the game. But Peyton Bowen, OKC Car Crash Clinic defensive play of the game. And if you need help with a car crash and you need medical help, Dr. Martin Lopez with OKC Car Crash Clinic will help you throughout the whole entire process. He'll help take the pain away and the suffering and all the things you have to go through with the insurance and all of that in a car crash. And OKC Car Crash Clinic will help you all the way through and make it as painless as possible. OKCCarCrashClinic.com. But as we were talking about, in the defense, they're going to need the part of where they're healing also. Our Mason Thomas, can he come back? Maybe in 3 weeks with his hamstring. So those are the things. That 3 weeks can be useful, especially OU offense playing against OU defense and trying to get some things lined out offensively they can go play the Saturday game with.
Yeah, I think we'll see our Mason Thomas back for sure, and that'll be a big help. And Gentry Williams will have some time for that shoulder to rest, and so I think we'll also see him back out there.
Those are the kind of things that this 3 weeks will help. And this is uncharted territory. Now you've had bowl games where you had 3 or 4 weeks practice time for a bowl game. But last year's OU Navy game in a bowl game pales in comparison to a college football playoff game, especially if it's a home game.
Yeah, and I think it also gives you a better chance to retain some of your players. You're not going to lose guys in the portal while they're preparing to play in the national championship playoff. So it's a big advantage to.
I hadn't thought about that, but that's a great point. That's a great point, Mark, in that, with the portal coming up, and everybody moving around in college football and all the the coaching moves and all that, everybody's thinking things in their head. And if you got them in practice every day and you're playing and you're practicing and getting them ready for a college football playoff, they're going to be locked in to your program and not thinking about going somewhere else.
I agree with that.
Great point. Hey, we are in the T&W Tire Studio here for the Oklahoma Sports Report, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back. Oklahoma Sports Report, T&W Tire Studio. Mark Rodgers, Rick Heath talking OU football in the college football playoffs. I just kind of like talking about college football playoffs.
It's a lot more fun to be in it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's been a while. OU, boy, they just had a struggle to get back to relevancy. And now they have a chance to go from just relevancy to really one of the top teams in college football. And, you know, they have a chance. And Brent Venables needs to be congratulated on being able to bring this team, you know, to where it is right now. And in spite of some of the struggles on offense, the defense has been so strong, so good, so dominant that no matter who they play coming up, they will have a chance to advance. And if they do advance from 8-9 position, they would be lined up against the number one team in college football, Ohio State. And I don't even want to think about that yet. That makes me all just quivering. But let's talk about first about.
So you're convinced that Ohio State is going to beat Indiana?
I think they are. You know, I would not be disappointed if Indiana wins. I mean, I wouldn't, because Indiana has earned it. But I still think they're a little green. You know, they're not quite to the level of Ohio State. Ohio State has been in those playoff games, or not playoff, but in those big games a lot, many times, and have won them. Indiana is still trying to learn how to win these type of games. So I think Ohio State beats Indiana, but they still stay 1-2. Number 3, Georgia, I think they win against Alabama. Texas Tech, I think, number 4, wins against BYU. And then, you know, you've got 5, Oregon. 6, you got Ole Miss. You know, and here's with Lane Kiffin leaving, and it's bye, don't let the door hit you kind of thing, you know, after how he left Ole Miss. But the college football committee won't mess with Mississippi. They will not drop them just because the coach left. I mean, that would be not a disgrace, but it would be a slap in the face to the team that has earned that position right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that they are probably locked in there at the 6th spot. But, you know, these teams in the SEC that have, like Alabama and Ole Miss, if Alabama beats Georgia twice, they've got to be ahead of Georgia. I mean, they got to move up in the rankings far enough, and Georgia's got to fall far enough to where you can't have a team that's gotten beat by somebody twice.
Right.
Head-to-head. Yeah. So
that would make Miami even less relevant.
Yeah, there is some, I think, some potential of that, you know, juggling a little bit on who's in the top 4 and who's going to get those buys.
You know, but I think if chalk holds, you know, and generally, they're chalk holes most of the time in playoffs because they're rated number ahead of people for a reason. Now, not always, but Alabama's beaten Georgia before, you know, obviously this year. But I think Georgia's a better team, and Alabama may not be quite the team they were. I don't know. But I just have a feeling Georgia wins, Ohio State wins, and they go 1, 2, 3, and 4 with Tech, because Tech beats BYU at home, and I think that's kind of how it ends up. And I think Alabama drops to 10, and Notre Dame moves up, because the college football committee on Sunday said a team that is idle can still move. And I think that's what they were talking about. And I think Miami is just going to have to live with the fact that they're going to get shrugged off.
Yeah, we'll see. I think it's going to be very interesting. You know, Alabama has beaten Georgia 10 of 11. That's a pretty good streak and run that they're on right now. I think Georgia's improved since the first game that they lost to Alabama at home. I think they're a little bit better on defense.
I think the quarterback's improved.
I think they're better on defense. And Alabama's very marginal when it comes to their ratings. You know, I mean, like they've been fortunate to win some games. They do have a good quarterback, but they just don't run the ball. And I think it's going to be tough for them to run the ball against Georgia. So for that reason, I agree with you. I think Georgia.
Yeah, speaking of the coaching carousel, you know, Lane Kiffin goes, Mississippi keeps Pete Golding for the coach, and then magnanimous Kiffin goes, oh, well, I'll let Charlie Weiss Jr. be the offensive coordinator during the bowl game, even though he's my guy. You know, he's trying to keep that going. But thank goodness for that, because it gives Mississippi a good chance in the playoffs.
I think Mississippi might have the best quarterback.
They may.
In the playoffs, and that's something that's going to be difficult to stop. So they're a team I'd keep an eye on. Ohio State right now is the prohibitive favorite to win it. Texas Tech is the third favorite to win it, which is surprising to me.
Okay, real quick, Heisman, Pavia, Mendoza, who you got?
Diego Pavia led Vanderbilt to 10 wins. I mean, he's got a lot of charisma. I think that the Heisman Trophy is his.
I think that's a great choice.
Pavia, watch out in New York City. I mean,
yeah, that's right. They go up there and party. Party with Pavia. I can see the T-shirts now.
Yeah.
Party with Pavia. That's going to do it for this week's Oklahoma Sports Report. We'll see you next time.